All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening, or this, yes, is this evening with an awesome message, which is part 2 of the word of warning. Part 2. Um, I'm coming before you with part 2 because I feel that we are going into um, Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. We're going into something, you guys. And this warning is to help you kind of understand the direction in which you are running. This is what this warning is going to do. It's kind of help you out in spirit and truth, with the light also being in your right hand. It's going to kind of help you out a great deal. I've been dealing with the fact, how do you work, or how do you walk? Not so much as walk. How do you deal with truth in its fullness? How must one deal with truth in its fullness? If the father of lies have deceived a whole world, then how must we deal with truth in a world of lies? You all, it's a very powerful thing. It is so powerful. The reason why Sister Deborah saying it's powerful is because it's disturbing to the spirit. And when it's disturbing to your spirit, it's like now you have to long suffer and endure, because it's something you cannot change. Y'all didn't allow it to be so that you can change. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. So I've been dealing with that for the last 2 days, and how must I hold firm to truth? Um, Being so the father of lies, he has deceived the whole world. And it feels like the whole world is not only teaching the lie, they're preaching the lie, they're walking the lie, they're talking the lie. It's almost like identical to what it was saying about right, good being evil, and evil being good, bitter being sweet, and sweet being bitter. It's almost taking you into that whole order of how it was turned around. And when I think of how it speaks about it being turned around to where evil is good and good is evil, bitter is sweet and sweet and bitter, and that just everything has been switched. It dawned on me today that it's in a way that nothing you can do about it. It's been switched. It ain't coming to reverse. Oh, woo-wee. Father, that's another long suffering in itself. It is not coming to reverse. It has been switched. So because they have switched everything, that which is wrong, it appeared to be right to individual. That which is right, oh no, you the bad one. You wrong. It is what it is. And it cannot be reversed. Not that it cannot, Yah will not reverse it. It is what he said that it is. And he even allowed us to know that they switched it. And to know that they switched it way back, just imagine how many lies is being seen as truth. I don't need to say how many. I'm from that wilderness. I'm a student of the Ruach from the wilderness level. To me, everything's a lie. And but when he usher you the spirit of endurance and long suffering, that's what it's there for, to make you comfortable with the mission in which he has assigned you to walk therein in a world of lies. See, a lot of people don't know that. You just can't walk in this world of lies and think it's all well. Like I feel from the wilderness level, people is so comfortable in the lies. They so comfortable in wrong being right and right being wrong. They so comfortable in bitter being sweet and sweet being bitter. They so comfortable in all those things that rest in darkness. They have made it light and have made light darkness. And that's where the people are. But it's where they been. And that's where the sadness come in and the hurt and the pain. But when that sadness and that hurt and that pain come in, let me tell y'all, if Yah has not given you the spirit of endurance and the long suffering, then somewhere along the line, either you don't know your purpose, you don't know your calling, you're not even on your journey from him. Because you have to be able to understand the purpose of long suffering, the purpose of endurance. Why is that needed? It's needed because of where those that are sent to labor, those that are sent down here to run this race, they need that. Their mission is sealed in them. They have their purpose, their duty. They're laboring therein, and they over here, looking. Wait a minute. Over here is the truth, but why is everybody over here with the lie? And listen to this, y'all. Where the endurance and long suffering come in, it ain't gonna change. The world is gonna leave here exactly like that. Like what? The lie being the truth, and the truth being the lie. Bitter being sweet, and sweet being bitter. What did that say? You ain't gonna get no deliverance. See, that's what a lot of people. And you know what? I can see why individual would rather believe the lie. At least it'll let them go another day, and another day, and they can feel a little bit better in their flesh. People are so content in that flesh. Let me tell you, they don't even understand that's all they walking in, their flesh. That's where it's all, they are so content with the lie portraying to be truth. And I'm like saying, well, wait a minute. What am I to do with truth then? Do you all know it's nothing I can do with it? And that's where the long suffering and endurance come in to help me out. Just endure it. Just long suffer it. Just imagine Yeshua being down here, Yeshua HaMashiach, in 100% righteous, 100% truth, down on the earth, 100% unrighteous, 100% untruth. But he had to what? Complete that whole mission, y'all. Still in all. That's that long suffering I'm talking about. Yah gave him that long suffering and that endurance. Because without it, we cannot continue. Without going on the other side. So with me, my prayers are to the Father, teach me how to accept the fact that truth is seen to be a lie in the eyes of people. And they lean toward the lie than the truth. The reason why you know that's 100% true is because Satan's mission was to do what? Deceive the whole world. So if you think that Yah didn't allow him to come down here to master the position he allowed him to portray, which was what? Deceiving the whole world. Do you think he gonna come down here and not deceive the whole world? No. It is said he come down to deceive the whole world. He come down to deceive the whole world. Not to try or might. Satan's position. That's why I say it's a really sad situation, because here I come down being a laborer or a servant of the Most High Yah. But Satan come down being a deceiver to the whole world. So what is that? A liar. So have not he convinced everybody that the lie overpower and is over exceeding the truth? Yes. That's how he deceived the whole world with the lie. You see how now did you all didn't catch how simple that was? That is so simple. I think I could probably teach that to a third grader and they'll pass the test. If I gave them 10 questions in what I just said, I can guarantee you they'll pass the question. They'll pass the test because that was just as simple. If Satan is created to come down to deceive the whole world, he's given the ability through the Most High Yah to come down here to deceive the whole world. And it is said he come down to do what? To deceive the whole world. What is deceiving the whole world? Lying to the whole world. So you see the level of what I'm trying to say about how if I'm on this end with truth, I'm trying to say to the Father, wait a minute, Father, I can't do it. I tell them, y'all, I can't do it. I know it ain't nothing I can do by myself anyway. Ain't nothing. It's nothing I can do I can't do nothing without you. But even then, even though I know that through what you have given me, it's going to allow me to endure and long suffer it. That's how I'm going to be able to defeat it, y'all. It's through that long suffering and that endurance. Just imagine many people that don't have that gift of long suffering, that gift of endurance. And when I come to you and I tell you, when the Father is saying that they didn't turn the lie into the truth and the truth into the lie. They didn't make bitter sweet and sweet bitter. They didn't turn light into darkness and darkness into light. He is not saying they're going to do that or they might do it. He said they have. And nobody's listening. But I don't have no other choice but to listen because that's truth. That's 100% truth. Because I'm feeling the thing, y'all. I'm feeling that experience. That a lie is appearing to people as the truth. And the truth is appearing to people as a lie. And the people are holding firm to the switchover. Because that's the only way they can walk in this living is with the lie. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling, you guys. I feel I broke down something, so I broke it down to myself. And really, I was trying to break it down to Yah, but I knew it was worthless. Why? He already know everything. So I went on and broke it down to myself. See, the Most High already know it. I don't need to really break it down to him, but I thought I was at least on Father Yahweh. And this is what I'm looking at and I'm beholding. But when I was finished, he said, and you know what? When you're done, you still can't change it. I said, that's heavy. I said, Father, that's a heavy ball to carry. He said, you ain't carrying nothing. I got this. I said, but I can feel it. When you going to feel it? That's why I gave you endurance. That's why I gave you long suffering. So you can feel something. And then you want everybody else to feel it. But you can't get them to feel it. Because Yah hasn't orchestrated it for them to be that which he have called them to be in him to feel anything. So I'm like saying, but Father, wait a minute, hold up. I'm going back into it talking about, that's what Job mean. That's probably why Job was just stop saying something to the people, just continue to really focus on building, because it was useless. It was worthless. And I'm going to tell y'all something that a lot of y'all might not even know. And I know y'all didn't know. There were millions of people during the days of Noah. Millions. And you mean one couldn't come up to the ark? That's the point I'm talking about, y'all. That's that feeling I have. Is how do I teach truth then, Father? Teach it like you know truth. Because truth don't need you to teach it. It's going to stand firm by itself. So if you're thinking you need to teach truth and for truth to stand, no, Deborah, truth going to stand on its own. Truth is truth when you're right. Truth is truth when you're wrong. Truth is truth in the dark. Truth is truth in the light. Truth is truth if you're dead. Truth is truth if you're alive. So see, Deborah, truth don't need nobody and don't need you. But in me, I'm trying to really grip this thing in this journey that I'm running. Trying to grip it. I'm trying to, and trying to grip it has a great deal to do with feeling the thing. And I can imagine I'm feeling it because of what he that is greater in me that's suffering me to feel it. Because it's first and foremost, I can feel it not just in my flesh, but more so in my spirit, where he is teaching me from the wilderness level. And I'm trying to get this thing, and I'm like saying, well, what's the sense of speaking truth? He said, didn't you teach it? I said, yeah, but he said, didn't I tell you? They don't listen. They don't hear. He said, Deborah, they converted it. To them, truth is the lie in this world. So it's been converted, baby. So I'm like still stuck. This is why I can say somewhere I can see the narrow gate. I can see that narrow gate. Just about feel it. So let's get in this topic about the word of warning, because these topics is going to really help you a great deal in the days to come. Something about 2026. I don't know what's going to happen, but it ain't going to be good, y'all. 2026 ain't going to be good at all. Okay. So here I want to say to you all, and I'm going to go on say it, and I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care. Because if he done told me truth ain't going to be exalted, it ain't going to be magnified, it ain't going to be edified, it ain't going to be glorified, well, I might as well just keep running the word truth in every video I speak. How about that? How about that? How you like me now? How about that? Let me tell y'all some things that I said I was going to say it. And it's okay for somebody like me to say, because it's nothing they can do about it. I'm going to give you four individuals. I'm going to start with Ellen. Ellen is the individual who used to have a talk show. She had shut down. I think she probably boot back up, but she had shut down and left off her show for quite a while. And I think she's back. I don't know. I ain't seen her. I mean, back on the talk show. But I've seen her face. Okay. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. I seen her face. Oprah. I seen her face. Oprah's friend Gail. I seen her face. Kris Jenner, the Kardashian, whatever they name, mother. Now, all of them have had a full head to toe change. Okay. And I know you all don't have no idea of what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to pull in and I'm going to pull out. Okay. If you all only knew what these people are doing to have, like you say, for instance, Whoopi Goldberg, go look at her. Just take a look. And this is not to take you into the world. It's to show you light. Okay. Because I want to say something. So then so you can still go look. Look at Whoopi Goldberg. Chris Jenner, Jenner, Oprah, Oprah friend Gail, even Ellen, and several others. People, the Most High has suffered me to understand they have taken on the dark of the dark of the dark of the darkest, deep, wicked, and evil to gain that weight loss. It's not no medication, y'all. And the face of their youth. It's impossible. But what makes it possible? If they can go into the dark of the dark of the dark of the dark and worship darkness to the point where darkness can give them their desire. And I'm talking about flesh eating, blood drinking, stem cells, and delicacy on fetus. This is what they're doing. I put it out there. Now, when you go see what they look like today, if you ever notice, they always put a movie out. Always. And if you think that they putting these movies out because they don't want you to know, no, they want you to know. And want me to tell you why they want you to know? Because the Father told darkness, which is the one that he allowed to come to deceive the world, keep the light on. Praise the mighty Yah. Keep the light on. Keeping the light on means when minds come, they should be able to see. Praise the mighty Yah. He gives the order to darkness. Keep a light on. So when minds pull up, they can be able to see. So darkness does what? Bring things forth. And people begin to watch it and look at it and wonder about it and see it and say, what the crap is that? What are they doing? Oh, I saw that in the movies. I see what they're doing today. That's because they have to leave the light on. So when Sister Deborah come forth, she can see the light of what they're doing. All these babies are not missing for nothing. Only thing that's in me, and I'm going to hold it back because the Most High Yah know I will cut up from the floor up on this one. Because in me, I still be like the Father. Why I let them do that? Why I let them do that? It's what you call the dark of 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 the dark. And with this dark, it has the ability to gain some power through pain, through suffering, through tormenting, to doing all the things that has to do with evil. It gives them the power. You see? And they like that power. They like what it do for them. And the more they marvel and like, the more things that this dark power gives them to be able to be successful in doing. It's real wicked. I mean, it's like the wicked of the wicked. Oh, Deborah, you don't even have to go there, but woo! So this is an example. If you ever go look, and it's on you, it's your choice. And you see them today, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's coming from a real dark place that carries a dark power. And it has to do with flesh eating, blood drinking, fetus, stem cells, torment, suffering. All of that gives them the power. and the power gives them something. Okay? That's why they look the way that they look. It ain't got nothing to do with no pill, no diet, no shot. It has to do with the darkness that exists today. And what happened to it though, Deborah? Why don't nobody know? It's because they turned wrong into right, and right into wrong, like unto sweet to bitter, and bitter into sweet, light into dark, and dark into light. So they taking advantage of all those things, and people making it right. All that wicked and evil, people are making it to appear to be right. Okay, so I'm gonna get into this message. I had to say that uh, um, because that was something I wanted to speak on. But I want to go to Luke, in the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 16. Let's start there. In the book of Luke, and this message is most likely it's going to hurt some feelings. I think this message is going to really hurt some feelings. It's going to be hurting someone. Okay. Luke chapter 21 and verse 16 through 17. I want to show y'all where you all had it wrong. Okay. People are really thinking that the Most High is coming for them. Okay. They want to sit back and relax and just say, all because I say that I have, I'm the one. That's that lie that I was telling you about. Because they have nothing to identify themselves as anything but just their word. Okay. Let's go into Luke chapter 21 and verse 16 and 17. I'm going to start there because no. Let's not go there. No. I don't want to start there because I want to clam on. Let me go here. Matthew's chapter 15. I'm sorry because I got to go back to what I'm feeling, y'all. I'm sorry. I would have started there, but I'm feeling something. I got to go Matthew 15. In Matthew 15 and verse 22 through 28. Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 22 through 28. And let us read in verse 20. Wait a minute. Okay, 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. Okay. Verse 22, 23. In verse 23, we in Matthew chapter 15, verse 23. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is a word of warning to the whole house of Israel. Listen to what he said. Verse 24. He's telling this lady that in verse 24, but he answered and said, not only is he telling it to the lady, he's also speaking to the disciples as well. That's there. I am not sent, but unto the house. I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of Israel, the house of Israel. The whole house of Israel need to hear this message because there's a power punch sitting right there. Anybody in the live chat, could you see the power punch? Let's go over it again. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. For he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Where's the power punch in that? And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something else. Not only is it the power punch, it's a mystery. Sitting up in there. And to me, I wouldn't call it a mystery. But what the Spirit is saying to me right now, it's a mystery. Now, I wouldn't call it a mystery because I know what it means and what it's saying. But the Spirit of the Most High Yah said it is a mystery. It's a power punch right there. It's a mystery. He is only sent to the lost sheep of the spiritual seed that are lost. Plus, that was Hamashiach, the lamb. Yeah, you're right. Then someone said lost sheep. There it is. You see how you answered that? That's it. That's the mystery. That's the power punch. So while the whole house of Israel, or the Hebrew Israelites that says that they're true Jude, or we the people, they failed to hear. Remember, he said he that had an ear, let them hear. They never heard it. They never heard it, y'all. They never heard it. They never, ever heard it. Because if they heard it, they'll see that the lost sheep was lost. He's coming to get what was what? Lost. But Yeshua purpose was to have trained his disciples to go into what? The house of Israel, where the lost sheep were. Was he saying the whole house of Israel? Can someone answer that? Was he saying this was the whole house of Israel? Could we actually say the whole? No, exactly. He's talking about something that was lost. Oh, Father, y'all, you finna take me all the way that route, ain't you? Yes, he got me going somewhere, y'all. The lost sheep. Whose sheeps are these? And why are they lost? And who sent someone for? Can you answer that? We're sitting here looking at Yeshua HaMashiach, actually HaMashiach telling them, wait a minute, I am come for the lost sheep. How could everybody miss that? How could everybody miss it? How could that have happened? This is why he said, I didn't come to mess with the commandments and the laws or to change the law. I ain't come for that. I ain't come for that. I came for something that is lost, that belongs to the one that sent me. I came for it. It's lost. So listen to what he says. I'm finna mess y'all up. Watch this here. So he said in 24, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep. But unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Watch what happened. Watch what happened. Verse 25. Then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. Watch this, y'all. Watch it. You got to listen to this here. Watch what happened. Verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children bread and cast it to dogs. Do y'all know what he's talking about? Do y'all understand what he's talking about? What is he talking about? Somebody pull on up, pull on out. in verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. Anybody? They didn't taught this thing so regularly, y'all, and so out of order that every Christian church, everybody on this earth will believe the lie. Remember, Satan come to deceive the whole world when he done a good job at it. Someone says it's not his mission. Okay. We got to get, wait a minute, hold up. Who is this bread? Who is this bread that's being cast to the dogs? Praise the mighty Yah. I'm sure the Roman Catholic might have swinged some stuff, but what do you think he's saying? What's this bread? What is this bread Yeshua talking about? Yeshua HaMashiach talking about. Remember how they used to take, they talk about taking, he was the, you take the wine was his blood, and taking the little cracker was his body. Okay. Someone says no one understand because the teachers didn't have the truth understanding and still don't. Okay. That makes sense. It's not his mission to give salvation to those outside of the lost sheep. Okay. The bread to me represents, I would say, the word. I would say the word. Remember, he said, take this wine, which it wasn't wine, it was grape juice, of me, and it's my blood, but eat this, the little cracker, as my body. Okay. Here he said, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it into the dogs. First and foremost, you got to see that the bread that he's talking about casting is not bread that you eat, y'all. He's speaking of word and power and word. You get what I'm saying? That's what he's speaking of to the dogs. Why? Because it's not meat. You remember when he asked the disciples, who do they say that I am? They said Elijah, John the Baptist, oh, you the prophet, you the this and you the that. He said, who do they say I am? Paul said, the son of Yah. What did Yeshua say? Flesh and blood did not reveal that unto you, but heavens himself. You see? Because the Most High Yah has the first and final of any and everything. Watch what happens here. I believe the children's bread, and cast it to the dog. I believe that this was the word that Yah sent him down to give the house of Israel. Okay. And casting it to dogs is not representing like a dog out on the outside, y'all. No. He said it is not meet to take what the spirit of the Most High Yah wants me to give to the children. The word. And the word is the power, and the power is the word. And this here, he says, and cast it to the dogs. Watch verse 27. And she said, watch this, y'all. Why is this lady pulling up the word truth? Mm, 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 mm. Why is she pulling up with truth? She says, and she said, truth, Lord. Ooh-wee! Somebody finna sit down. Watch this. And she said, truth, Lord. Yet the dogs eat the crumbs. There go the crumbs, which fall from their their master table. Did y'all miss that? I knew it went over y'all head. She was saying a whole lot. She was saying a whole lot. Yes, the word. She said a lot. Listen to what she said in verse 27. And she said, true. Didn't I just got you telling y'all this word which belonged to Yah called truth? They just switched it to the lie. And now everybody believe the lie over the truth. And you can't convince people of the truth. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you stood on a mountain and talked to 20 trillion people. You ain't going to get one. Just like Noah. There was millions of people. He couldn't get one to come to the ark. You see? It's like that today. See, that's what he was telling y'all back then. The days of Noah. See, nobody wants to look at that. They want to look at it as fallen angels and giants and selling and buying and feasting and all that. No, baby, it was way more than that. And somewhere along the line, we missed it and taking all these other things and missed the main thing. Not one pulled up to the ark. Okay, so you look here, this woman is saying something. She said a whole lot of things, y'all. Let me go and give it to you. She said truth. Only one thing in the heavens and on the earth and beneath the earth and everywhere. The Most High is truth. She calling on truth. She's speaking truth. She know what truth is in Yeshua HaMashiach. She calling it out. She said, truth, Lord. Yeah. Watch this here. The dogs. She got an S on the dogs. She ain't just speaking of herself now. Eats the crumbs. There go crumbs, which is the words which fall from the master table. There go the master. What did Yeshua say? Why do thou call me master? When there is only one master, and that is who? The Father in the heaven. Y'all missed it. You see who this lady talking about? This lady, she said she just went straight past Yeshua. She hitting the rim of the Most High Yah. He gonna bounce back. It ain't him, but you know who it is. Watch this here. Here in 27, she said truth. Now, who is that truth? That's the whole thing I was just telling y'all at the beginning of this topic. How truth don't need you nor me. Truth stand alone. It stands by itself. Why? Because it is the Father, the Creator. She called him out. She said here in 27, and she said truth, Lord. Yet the dogs, she called him more than one, eats the crumbs. There were more than words which fall from their master table, his master table. Now, see what y'all missed. I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all missed, and I'm gonna show you. This is why I tell y'all, I know who I am, and you can't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I know my purpose. I know why I'm down here. Now, what this lady just said, she took y'all all the way to the kingdom, and y'all missed it. She took you all the way to the kingdom, and you missed it. I want to tell you how you missed it. She took you all the way to the throne, and you missed it. When she said truth, when she said crumbs, remember he said food. She said crumbs, meaning what? Leftovers. Ah, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Which fall. What is these crumbs falling from the table when it's the children's food? Because the house of Israel reject, and whatever fell from the master table, you got to take it back to the throne. The Gentiles took part in it. You see? This is what she was. She was a Gentile. She wasn't a dog or dogs. You got to put all the pieces together, because when she said truth, that made me sit down. Wait a minute, hold up. You talking about the truth that I know truth? Wait a minute, are you talking about the truth that I know about? Yeah, Deborah, I'm talking about your truth. Okay, we in there then. Nah, that's what I'm talking about. Talk about the truth that I know. My Father, God. That's what she said. She calling them out. Now watch this here. Watch this here. And she said the dogs, meaning the Gentiles, meaning the other nations, eat the crumbs, which fall from the master table. When they begin to say it's two of them, twice, they called Yeshua master. He said, no, no, no. Why thou call it me master? There's no master but my Father in heaven. This lady is calling master. She didn't call truth. She didn't call it the master table. Come on now. What is that saying? Y'all, let me tell you something. She's a Gentile. But guess what she is? She's a lost sheep. No, she's not Israel lost sheep, but she's a lost sheep. Watch this here. So verse 28. Then Yeshua answered and said unto her, oh, what you said, oh for? Oh, woman. Great. Wow, great is. Wait a minute, now she great? Come on now. Is thy faith. The forebrand, what's she doing with faith? Yeah. He even calling her faith great. You can't have faith in the flesh, baby. Only one Yeshua's Hamashiach calling out is the faith in her spirit. I know it went over your head quick, didn't it? It's going to be over your head. You ain't heard nothing yet. So here she is. Here in verse 28, Yeshua answered and said to her, oh, like he told Peter, wait a minute, hold up. Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but the Father from the kingdom. Right here, he says, oh, woman, great is thy faith. Be unto thee even as thou will. See, what y'all did not know. When Yeshua came to the four corners with the angels, he collected everybody. And when he brought them up and started separating, what did he separate? Not Israel, not Judah, not the 12 tribes. What did he separate? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? No. At that point, when he collected, it's time to bring them to the lake and separate them from who's who and what's what. He only called them all sheep. We was all in one fall. So here he telling her, oh woman, great is thy faith. Show me in your book. Show me in your study guide. In Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Yeshua HaMashiach called out any of his disciples under that. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You ain't gonna find one verse where he breaking them down, calling them, great is thy faith. What did he tell? He tell Peter, Satan is looking to sniff you. What he said, sniff you out or sniff you, whatever that word he said. But I'm just still saying, show me a verse in Matthew, Luke, John, and Mark where he told and disciples, great is thy faith. You know why? You's a liar from the pit of hell. You want me to tell you why you from the pit of hell and you's a liar? Because you ain't gonna find it. And when we tell you some reason why you're a liar, it's because right here they have taught it all the way wrong. The disciples had to wait to the day of Pentecost to receive what? The Russian roaring wind, the Ruach. What happened? This lady have something here. Her faith is great to the point where Yeshua HaMashiach called it out. You see? Watch this here. And he said, be it unto thee, even as thy will. Your will now, woman. You got it. See, I told y'all, them 4 brands, y'all sent everybody down that represent him that's going to come back to him for eternal. And when they get down here, they can be found with them 4 brands. They can be found with 1 or 2 of them. They can be found with 3. They can be found with all 4. It's according to how y'all brand them before he sent them down here. Well, this is a lady that was not a Hebrew Israelite. She was not in the lost sheep of Israel. But guess what she was? Somebody tell me. Put it in the live chat. What was she? Put that up in the live chat. See, y'all never been taught it like that because they always going to tell you the lie. That's why I say it's really hard for Sister Deborah, because Sister Deborah have to speak the spirit and the truth in a world full of lies. Okay? A lost sheep. That's what she was. She wasn't the sheep that was in Israel, but she was a sheep. Grafted. Exactly. But you see, he didn't wait to the 11 disciples Pentecostal day, did he? We need to stop trying to run this most high. We need to stop trying to teach this thing like we're going to run the most high in every way, in every shape, in every form. That's why I tell you can't pick up this book and think you can teach it. The only way you can teach it is with the Ruach in you, which is the true teacher. That's the only way. You can't go teaching this book, but that's what they did. Why? Because they taught the lie and left the truth away. So here, look right here. And this should have been precept line a little here and a little there. No, they didn't want it because it'll whoop their tails about all the lies that they have lied about and told. That's what everybody want to do. They want to continue to make everything in their study guide boasting and proud mind and proud and putting them on pedestals. But if they really see the truth, it's telling you how the house of Israel and Judah is the ugliest people on the face of the earth. It really is. And they can't see that. They can't see that. But here, listen to what it says. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Wait a minute. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. I got a question. The disciples didn't have the Ruach. This wasn't the day of Pentecostal. They didn't even have the Holy Spirit. But this woman did. She had faith. And what Yeshua HaMashiach said, great faith be unto thee, even as thy will. You see? So I just wanted to show you that warning in how we want to continue to teach the study guide in a way that we don't have any idea of what we're teaching. And I want to say something to y'all that's going to really bother you, because when I finish showing you this, you're going to say, wow, I never would have thought of that. The lost sheep is not the whole house of Israel. The lost sheep are those who are sheep from the heaven that was sent down here. They got lost, got off the path which heavens had sent them down here on. But he had a ram in the bush, which was the lamb, to redeem them back. Notice it was the lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world for the mission of what? Way when it's time for them to be redeemed. Heavens had it already slaughtered for the mission. And we down here thinking heaven don't know nothing. We know it all. Okay, so I want to just share that with you, and with that, Matthew chapter 15, and I took you to 22 all the way down to 28. Now I want to take you to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5 and 6. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5 and 6. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. And 5 reads, "These 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any cities of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." And let me see if is it do it 6. Oh, that's it. So he sent them. Wait a minute. Okay, let's go over that again, because there's something in there y'all need to see. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5, 6, and 7. These 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not unto the way of the Gentiles, and any cities of the Samaritan enter ye not. So he's charging them and commanding them to go among Israel, the house of Israel. Now watch this here, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Do y'all not see it? He's showing them that it's the lost sheep that you're going to. Can y'all see how he actually pointed out the fact that it wasn't the whole house of Israel? It's just the lost sheep of Israel. Listen to what it says. But rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So there is a lost sheep of people that's in Israel. They belong to Yah. Yah is holy, and they are holy as well. That's why Hamashiach needed to come to redeem them back. But before he can redeem them back, Yeshua had to shed the blood for all mankind, making it like the beginning before Adam sinned. And he did an awesome job, sacrificing his flesh like unto a flesh of a human as a man, to erase that time period and took away sin, showing you that he conquered what Adam did not conquer. But Hamashiach was with him. He was coming to raise him back up with the power, with the word, and with the spirit. And the death, burial, but the resurrection is what brought us all back to life. Now we don't have to die. Like in Genesis, he told him, if you take of the tree of good and evil, you shall surely die. That's why the Redeemer came, so that he can get the lost sheep out of the house of Israel. Woo! Mm, 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 mm. He was getting the lost sheep out of the house of Israel. Now, the lost sheep don't mean the whole house of Israel. When you come and you say all that, he talking about the whole house of Israel, you talking flesh. No, he ain't talking flesh. He talking spirit. My sheep are lost. They got to come back to me. And there are those in the house of Israel, like unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my spiritual seed. I still got some spiritual seeds that are lost sheep in the house of Israel. Not saying that he come for Israel. You see how sick they are? He ain't coming for Israel. You see? So here we see here in verse let's continue in verse 6. We in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 6. But go rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Watch this here. And as ye go, preach, saying. Wait a minute. What you mean? Preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Woo! If you don't see that, something wrong with y'all. Something wrong with you. The word kingdom of heaven is at hand. He's letting you know right there. The kingdom then came down to the earth. That is when he said, Yeshua, Emmanuel, meaning Yah with us. That's the kingdom. It came down in the power. It came down in the word. It came down in the spirit. It is the I am that rests in Yeshua. As the only begotten, the beloved Son of Yah. So here he's telling them, listen to what he's saying though in verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know what that means, y'all? Stand down, recognize. Stand down, recognize. Power is down, word is down, spirit is down. You see, that's what he's telling them. Okay. Verse 8, heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out demons. Freely ye have received, freely give. Right there, he says, freely ye have received, freely give. You see any word love in there? Where is love? You ain't gonna hear him tell him, go love. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, freely ye have received, freely ye give. But where is love? I wonder where is love? Where is love? What Tina Turner said, what love has to do with it. She knew what she was talking about. She knew exactly what she was talking about. So here in verse 9, no, in that journey, no one ever, let me tell y'all, I'm going to show y'all something. A lot of people don't understand what really took place then, but I'm going to show y'all what had taken place. This is why I say don't try to get to know Yah in your flesh and think you're gonna know him as flesh. He ain't flesh. He just told Yeshua, Yeshua HaMashiach just told them to go and preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. If something is at hand, ain't that said near you, right there, present at your reach? So if it's the kingdom of heaven, it's right at your reach. That's what Yeshua was saying. Yeshua HaMashiach was saying. You see? It's here. That's what he wants them to know. But what is the power punch here in verse let's go to 5. We in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. There is a power punch there, but I don't want to call everything a mystery, because I don't know what to call it. A mystery would make it look like the people never knew. It's impossible for them to know. Oh, they can't see, they can't hear it, they can't it. But to me, I must say it's a mystery, but it might not be a mystery. But there it is sitting in verse 5. What is the mystery in verse 5? Can anybody see it? It's really in Matthew chapter 10, verse 5, 6, 7, 8. And it rests on 8. Do y'all see the little mystery that's in there? I had to teach that. That's why I know it. I had to teach it when I first started teaching in the neighborhood I was staying in. And the only reason why I was teaching it because the Ruach had taught me. Okay, someone said the word go. Okay. Someone says the word go. Okay. There's a power punch along with the mystery. And here in verse 5 it says these 12 Yeshua sent forth. Notice Yeshua is sending them forth. Where do they get? Where along the line that they have the power to be able to perform without the Ruach? You remember it says day of Pentecostal, and when you receive, you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you. Right? Did y'all notice these 12 Jesus sent forth and command? See that? Them saying, go not in the way of the Gentile, and any city of the Samaritan enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That alone carries power. But notice what it says in verse 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons, devils. Freely ye receive, freely ye give. What did Yeshua just do? He's transferred the power freely to them that they may give it in the mission to others. You see that? So you see how he transferred with a command. Yeshua HaMashiach transferred with a command power for them to be able to heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have, freely ye receive. What was that they received? Power. They received power. And then it says freely give. So he's telling them to take what he gave them, which was the power, and give, heal, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead. Now look at that, y'all, raising the dead. Cast out devils. Woo-wee. Freely ye have received. You all freely was given the power. Now freely use it and put it forth and give it. You see? But want me to tell y'all something? I'm going to show you how I ain't got no sense. When I was a teenager, I said, but wait a minute. The betrayal, you let him have power? The betrayal is in there too. How did Judas gain the power to be able to heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out demons? Come on with it. Pull up, pull up. You see where it says 12? He commanded them to go, and they received the power to do those things. You notice Judas is in there, isn't he? The betrayer. You see him in that? Do you think that he had the power? Do you think the betrayer had the power to heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils? Do you think he had the power to do that? You think that he was given the power to do that? Yes, that's right. Exactly. You see how nobody can't tell the Father what to do with what's his. This is the point I'm trying to always remind y'all. We cannot tell the Most High what to do with what is his. So many people trying to make everything into their understanding to where they just don't have it no other way but the way they see it, the way they understand it. But he got the opportunity to have that power. That was the mystery part of it. And another part was understanding the kingdom of heavens is at hand. Understanding what that means. That means the word, the power, and the spirit of the Father is at hand. That's what they were teaching. That's what they went out to say. That was their form of preaching. And then they were got what? The power was given unto them to perform. And the betrayer was in there too. Because they sent them, I think he sent them out by twos. But I wanted you to see really what verse 6 is talking about. It says, go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is the reason why I say it's called a word of warning, because these people will teach until the world has, I mean, not the end, until it's over, that it's only them. If they would, that's why they're out here doing all the things they're doing against what y'all stand for, because they just assuming that it ain't, they good to go. They the Hebrew Israelite, they the true Jews. Our people is the number one. Our people did. 400 past 400 years, and they still ain't realized what was it all about. The 400 years itself. If we ever sat down and talk and really think about 400 years, past 400 years, what did we learn? What can we say that we have learned? That's the sad part about it. Nothing. Okay. That's right. That's right. Those gifts were of the Father. Those gifts were not our own. So when he was performing those gifts, it wasn't like it was Judas. You see, it was that command he says here in 5. He command them, there go to command. And that verse 7 said, and as ye go preaching, saying, and now he's sealing it in, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We know that the kingdom of heaven, it is the word. And that's what they had to preach. The power. That's what caused them to do the miracle signs and wonder. And the spirit of Yah. What gave them the ability. You see? So I wanted to stick with that in verse 6, letting you know he's talking about the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, this is where you're gonna, maybe I'm gonna get you all to help me here. I need you to help me right here. Let's go to Matthew 25. This is going to confuse you right here. It shouldn't, but it will. In Matthew 25 and verse, let's see where we're going to start. Let's go on. Let's start with verse 30. No, let's start with 31. We're going to go on and start with verse 31. We're in Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. Now, this is really going to get confusing. Watch this. In verse 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him. So he's not coming by himself. He's coming with all the holy angels with him. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Watch this here. What is he going to be doing? Watch this here. Verse 32. And before him shall he gather all nations. So when it says all nations, do you all think that they just talking about the house of Israel? in the tribe of Judah? I need y'all to help me here now. Read, let's go to 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Okay, now watch this, verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. So all nations is going to be gathered. Do y'all know that that means every nation on the earth? Do y'all understand that? It's not telling you the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah. It's not saying that. It's saying everyone. Exactly. Now watch what he's going to do. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goat. Notice it ain't a separation as far as the Israel's over here and tribe of Judah and Israel over here, or the Judah over here and Israel over here. No, all nations. He's not telling you, and he's telling you this is what's going to be this shall be found in all nations. Okay, watch this here. In all nations. Let's read it, 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. Is he separating them based on their nations? As the shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. He's not separating us from Gentile to Jews. He's not separating us from Russia, from China. He's not separating us from the whole house of Israel to the how would I say, German. He's separating all nations and putting them in the proper order as sheep or goat. You see how we acting a fool down here, y'all? We acting a fool for nothing. Now, you notice he said in verse 32, his sheep from the goats. I don't know if in your study guide, the word his, mine is slanted. It's letting you know so you can understand his sheep. It's like the spiritual seed, or those that's born of the spirit. So it's like he said, his sheep from the goats. You see it too? This is how heaven is going to divide them. All the nations. So it's showing you in all the nations that there are what? Anybody know? How can we say it? Yeah. Exactly. You said it right there. Spiritual seed, which are in all nations. Here, Yeshua is telling you, are sheep. Sheep. You get what I'm saying? So if in all nations there are sheep, then why do Judah teach? Because he said, go into the lost sheep of Israel. He's actually telling them to minister to the ones that are lost only. He's not talking about the whole house of Israel. You see, he's not talking about the whole Russia or the whole German or the whole. No. He's sitting down, separating them by sheep and by goats. All nations. You see? Do you see the sheep? As Yeshua began to talk to them, he's telling them, you're going on the right hand side, sheep of all nation. You see? So why is it no one can get that. He's sitting here saying, listen to verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. Where is he putting and dividing people by nations, by tribes? He's dealing in the kingdom now, y'all. The kingdom only gonna call you sheep or you the goats. And he's sitting here teaching this. And people still can't see it. And this is what he has explained to me about the study guide that they have to study. They still can't even see the study guide in any type of a form of lining up anything, because they still twist the words and they turn their own study guide all kind of ways. That's why they run and chasing other books, because once they can't get all their ways in this one book, they go to 1611. They can't get it there. They go to this one here. They go to this one here. They forever going to different books, to the point where what? They into the lie. And they have gone away from the truth. Okay. So listen to what it says in 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, okay, come ye blessed of my father. You all on my right? Come on, y'all blessed of my father. Is he talking about to the nation, or is he talking to Israel? Right. The goats, the goats are equals flesh and equals serpent seed. Yeah, about colors. It ain't though, but in the kingdom it's not. Yeah. Without a cause, lost without a cause. I can say that because this here's showing you right here. And not just right here, we just read what they always use. Oh, he's coming for the house of Israel. No, he did not say that. He said he's coming for the lost. These are the lost in Matthew 25. And they're lost. Now, when he said he's coming for the lost sheep mean the spiritual seeds in Israel. It does not mean the whole house of Israel. Only the lost sheep that came down here as what? Sheep. And what are we doing? We're going right back. And Yeshua calling us what? Sheep. But it's telling you along with the sheep that's in all nations. Yo, you know what? I know I better not say that. I better not say that, Deborah. You better not. Don't say that. I was about to say something about not even want to live no more, but I better not say that. Because the more I see how far you can't teach truth, because the lie has gotten total victory over this world, it makes you so angry, you know? And it's not a bad angry, it's a good angry, you know? Because see here, he's even saying this, and I've talked this once before, probably a couple of years ago, that he ain't sitting talking about this type and this type of this one and this one. I explained to y'all also that when he take that small remnant and he take them to Zion, that's going to be the sheep that he's taking out of the four corners, and they're going to be in Mount Zion. Okay. But the four corners, when it's time to bring everybody to the form of judgment, I don't know if those that's in Mount Zion is going to have to come to the judgment throne or not, because they already been judged. I don't know if y'all know that or not. So now all the other nations that still called sheep, you can't get away from it. You can't make Yeshua switch and call them other nations goats. He calling them sheep and goats. He just put them in the proper order in which they need to go. You know, and it's just like I say, it's kind of sad. And when you think, if you really sit down and meditate on that, you will see what it does. Let me tell y'all something. What it does is show you the beauty of Yah. We lying on him. We lying on him. To me, this shows you the beauty of him. But we want to still lie. We want to tell the lie because that's the only way we feel we're going to survive. It's living the lie. And that's a hard thing. That's a real hard thing, y'all. It's a real hard thing. So then he said in verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come ye blessed of the Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So he's sitting here telling you before the foundation of the world, all the sheep that came down was the angels that came down to represent Yah. They were sheep. And those that came down to represent Yah from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, spiritual seed, which still was Yah's spiritual seed, those were the one he's bringing back, y'all. Those are the ones he's talking about, the lost sheep. Go unto the lost sheep, or I come for the lost sheep. He didn't come to mess with the commandments. He didn't come mess with the laws, because you're going to still do what you want to do. He was coming to redeem the lost back to him. And who were the lost? The sheep. And it's showing you in all other nations there are what? Sheep. And this is why you can't find the oneness in anything. It's because people are just all over the place and they refuse to take it and make it the way he created it. So this is how easy it was. Me gonna tell you, this is how I see it. This is how easy it was for Satan to deceive the world. It was just that easy. Because they don't want to see it no other way but the way that Satan has set it up as a lie. Okay? So when I look at that, I'm like, here it is. He's telling you what the kingdom is going to be like. All nations, you're going to have sheep and you're going to have goats in all nations. But we want to make it like we're the only one he coming for. And we don't even understand the type of people we were. I thought, this is me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going back to truth, y'all. I believe that, and I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to make it truth. I'm going to rest this right on truth. We should have took the 400 years and learned the truth about who we were. I'm going to just say it like that. We should have learned really who we are. And instead, we have learned the what? The lie. And we're content with it. We are so content. We think Yah is focusing on our outer man. And he got something invested in us if we are born of the Spirit. Like the other day, I was like, he was saying, Deborah, look, did you look at that and see the Spirit? I said, I always knew that when you was the Spirit. It was always capitalized. I knew that was you. He says, so when they born of that Spirit, his Spirit. And that's who they follow, his Spirit. Or they flesh, yes, they're going to do wrong. They're going to have an iniquity. Like David was saying, yes, but they my spirit. They following my spirit. They're not following their flesh. They following my spirit, Deborah. Not their spirit, my spirit. Just imagine if people knew that. Oh, no, they got to follow the religion. They got to follow the denomination. They need a man. They need a king, a leader, and a ruler. They need all these things in the flesh. And have nothing to give their spirit. Or nothing that's detached to the Father's truth. His right hand. His stretched out arm. His word. His spirit. His ruach. They don't have none of that. And they teaching you to trust them. Do it our way. Look at us. Do it our way. Say it our way. Feast our way. Eat our way. Look our way. Walk our way. Talk our way. Because we the people. You see? All flesh. And I'm already started. I'm going to try to write a book. Because it ain't going to help. And that's going back to what I was saying to y'all. And y'all might hear Sister Deborah going in and out. It's not going to help. Why? Because if Sister Deborah have come to realize that truth has been made a lie, and people don't want to hear your truth, and it ain't even your truth. Yah is truth. They want the lie. So no matter what you do, My son, and I'm so sick of them telling me this. They said, Mama, I don't understand. You got so much talent. You got so much ability and you got a strong head. You can do anything. They have seen me do that. They have seen me do anything. I can do anything. But you know what they said? They was telling me this yesterday. But it's like it is, everything is held from you. And it is. I had to accept that. It is. Because why? Do y'all know why? Because no matter what I start, I'm dealing with sick minds out here, y'all. Yeah, right. Just because he give you the ability to do this and do this, and you got this type of ability to do anything and everything. You see? But what happened? The minds that you're gonna be dealing with in this. You have to let all that go. It's time to come home. It's time to, when he say come home, he mean walk in the direction to the light, Deborah. It ain't time to go this left, time to go right. Don't go backwards. Keep ahead, but follow the light. It's leading you to the narrow gate, Deborah. If I stop right now and do what I know that I know how to do and I have the ability to do, and it ain't even mine. My kids have seen their mother. You talk about they come thinking they understand it. Proverbs 31, that example, that's me, y'all. 100%. You see? But let me tell y'all, from what I know now, what the Father have shared with me, when you go right, they gonna go left. Everybody gonna turn, and I have to right now live. But what I'm about to show y'all tonight, oh, I hope I can get to it. It is off the chain. I might teach that tomorrow. I don't know. It is off the chain. What is being taught. So, okay, now we got that over with, understanding the word of warning about, don't go around telling people that the Hebrew Israelites and the house of Israel is the only one going to the kingdom. That's a lie. Now you know it's been put out forth. Now the other thing about it is, let me go to John, the Gospel of John, chapter 10. It's so many verses here telling y'all that. It'll blow your mind to see all these verses that's actually telling you exactly what we're talking about. But you will wonder, how did they miss that? Because the lie, y'all, there's no truth on the earth. There's no truth on the earth. Now, I'm not talking about not Yah. Yah is all everywhere. But there's no people on this earth that is holding the truth, teaching the truth, walking the truth, preaching the truth, ministering the truth. Because the lie has taken over. Okay. Now, in the Gospel of John, chapter 10 and verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that enter not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Verse 2. But he that enter into the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Okay. To him the porter opened, and the sheep heareth his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and lead them out. Do y'all see that? These are the same sheep that Yeshua is in the kingdom putting on the right hand. And these sheep are the lost sheep of Israel. Yeshua, this is why they crucified Paul, because Yeshua came and the 12, the 11 disciples there to go to minister to the lost sheep of Israel. The lost sheep, not Israel, y'all. Not the house of Israel and tribe of Judah, but the lost sheep that's in Israel. Same thing with Paul. Paul were to teach the Gentiles. He was going into the sheep that's grafted in by belief and faith. But when we all get to the kingdom already know what we really were from the inside out and the outside in. Are you the sheep or are you the goat? And I can guarantee you're going to have from many nations sheep. And I think the majority of them going to be goats, but you're going to have sheep in there too from other nations. Okay? So here it's talking the same thing, letting you know who the sheep belong to. That same thing Yeshua was saying in the kingdom. Okay? Now, this is something else. Let's go to Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 21. The book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 16. In Luke chapter 21 and verse 16, we're going to do kind of a little bit of a switching something here. It says, and ye shall be betrayed by both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cast to be put to death. Now, let me explain something to y'all. It's important that I bring this up because it still falls into the same category as the warning of the word of warning. I wonder if what I'm about to ask you all, can anybody answer this? Let's go right back to Luke chapter 21 Luke chapter 21 and verse 16. Who is this? And ye shall be betrayed both by parents, by brethren, kinfolks, friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Now, the reason why I said that people feel it's going to be hurt this evening, it's still going to be hurt. Because this is what this is about to show you. While everybody, when I'm sitting here telling y'all about truth and how Satan is the deceiver of lies, he's the father of lies. And if his mission was to come down here to deceive the whole world, he has done an excellent job. It shows you how truth has been cut out and everybody walking lies. Now, when you get here to verse 16, what is it saying, y'all? Who knows what this is saying? So sister can break this thing down to you. Because a lot of you all thinking you're in la la land. You thinking you in good time, and you think that Yah will send his servant down here. I got to ask this question. You think Yah will send his servant down here to labor in the vineyard and serve him as his servant, as a prophetess, to not understand what verse 16 is saying? Can any of y'all make sense out of verse 16? Any of y'all? Okay, this one says the goats are going to betray the sheep. I think the goats and the sheep being that type would be in the kingdom, but you can actually kind of place it like that if you wanted to set it up like a parable. But the goats we're posing as sheep. Okay, you know what this is saying, y'all? You know how a lot of y'all, let me tell you what I'm saying. This is what I have to own up. And this is why I know for a fact that long suffering and endurance was given to me as a gift from the Most High Yah. It's the same that Yeshua had to step into. It's the same thing he had to step into. It is no different. He had to step into this as well. And this is what this is. This here is actually verse 16. It says, ye shall be betrayed, both by parents, by brethren, kinfolks, and friends, and some of you they shall cause to be put to death. And verse 17, and ye shall be hated of all men for my sake. Now, what you don't, for my name's sake. What people don't understand, these are the ones that, yes, you can call them the sheep, but these are the spiritual ones, those who come to walk in the spirit. You see? This is, people want to get around family, and they want family to be like this. They want to call family. They cannot let go of family in a way to say, I as the world called love. I love y'all. I'm here if y'all need me. I go mingle around them and whatever. But what Yah is wanting you to understand, a lot of things of a warning is not for those who walking in the flesh. It's for those who are walking in the spirit. Verse 16 letting you know you're going to be betrayed. From all those that really should be loving you, they're going to be hating you. Okay? Your folks, your brethren, your parents, your friends, and they even will cause you to be put to death. But when you look out, this is me, when I look out into this world and I see that right has been turned to wrong and wrong has been turned to right, and the victory is found in that which has been the lie, the victory rests right there. Because people think that this is lying. You see, oh no, not my family. We like this. You see? I had to look, y'all, today and realize I didn't. Let me give you the credit, Father. Father had to show me, because I heard him saying, love one another, do good to one another, speak kind words to one another. And I said, wait a minute. And he said all these things that we should be doing to one another. And I said, wait a minute, let me read this whole chapter. And when I read the whole chapter, he's talking about those who are in the spiritual seat, the spiritual ones. He's telling us how we need to do one another, how we need to be with each other, how we need to work with each other, and how we need to treat each other. And he had to show me that. He had to show me that. Now look how he showed me this. He said, this is the same thing. He wants you to see the spirit, those who are born of the spirit. I'm talking to you in 16. What are you saying to those who are born of the spirit? Ye shall be betrayed, both parents, brethren, kinfolks, friends, and some of you should even be put to death. So what I said to the Father, do it have to happen? Me to the Father, do it have to happen that way? Is it going to really be that way? And then when you go into all these other different verses that bounces off this verse, you be like, oh man, it is prophesied. It is prophesied, y'all. It is a form of prophesying. Now, it might not be as soft as this, which I don't think it is. It's harsher. Because if your family and you are going up against each other and to the point of death, that ain't no soft nothing. This here looks more softer than the reality of it. Because he said even some of them might even cause you to be put to death. That's a known fact. So I try to figure out who you talking to here. I'm talking to the righteous one, Deborah, letting them know what they're going to come up against. But they ain't going to believe it, because they sitting around mingling as if this can't be me and my family. I got the Holy Spirit and me and my family get along good. We close. We this. And then he said to me, when he brought that, he said to me, they don't understand where I said I come to bring division. I didn't come to bring peace. What is it they don't understand? But division. Why? Because I have a sheep and a goat down there. Just exactly what you said. A sheep and a goat down there. The sheep just are thinking they goats. I believe that without a doubt. You see? Because I'm going to have to bring the sword down. I'm going to have to bring the sword down on them. I got to separate them. I got to bring division. I ain't coming here to bring y'all no peace. Why do I want peace on this earth of sin? The goats having peace with the sheep and the sheep having peace with the goat. So what is that telling you? Even in your family, among your kin folks. So somebody asked me when I was kind of ministering to somebody earlier today, they asked me, is that similar to what he told Abraham to with his father? Yes. Because a lot of y'all think y'all know something you don't. Because he did Abraham exactly like that. He told him first to get from away from his kinfolks and get out of his father's house, leave his father's house. That means leave him behind and never turn back. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Y'all didn't know that, did you? And told him what he was going to do with him. That's what the father did. He told Abraham the whole idea of leaving his kinfolks and leaving his father. It's two separate leave, he told. It was his father and his kin. It was a sign of saying, and don't turn back. See? To where we think that it's all about lovey-dovey and all getting together and all party hardy. And what do dark and light have in common? Hate. The light's supposed to hate the dark's supposed to hate the light. So the division was, I'm gonna have, if it's 5, I might have 2 lights, and there might be 3 darks, or it might be 3 lights and 2 dark. So within your family, you can find those who are the spiritual seed. But no one wants to do that because people are caught up in themselves, because they don't want to hang out with those who are spiritual seeds. They want to hang out with the dark seed, which is the goats. So whether you know it or not, it's the separation is going to even be in the kingdom when he separate the goats from the sheep. Whether you separate yourself from it today, Yah said he come to bring the sword to do the division. And how does the division? To keep turmoil. So y'all won't even want to hang out with the goats. You don't want to be partaker with the goats. You want to stay in the realm of the sheep, in a sense. I'm just saying, if I had to line it up like you did, like the parable. And everybody thinking, okay, it's nothing wrong with going around the family and enjoying family and so on and so on. But your light is supposed to shine. And if you're going in darkness and your light ain't shining, or if there's no one there that has the same light, you could go join them and have a good time or whatever, but you got to separate yourself as the light from the darkness. Now watch how Yeshua shows you how deep the separation should have always been. And ye shall be betrayed by parents and brothers and kinfolks and friends, and sometimes shall they kill. They kill. Wait a minute. And some of you shall they kill. They cause to be put to death. That's right there showing you. It's still dealing with what Yeshua said, the goats and the sheep. But the separation has already taken place. That's why they killing your tail. That's why they hating you. That's why they against you. And verse 17, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Why? Because you are the spiritual seed that's following the spirit of Yah. And when you're not hated, you are not representative of Yah. I can tell you that right here and now. That's where the hurt come in. You mean I'm not supposed to go out here and look for trouble. I'm not supposed to be searching for trouble. But you mean to tell me, why would Yah send a Messiah to go through all of this here and experience all of this and die for all of our sins to redeem us back to the Father, just so we can all be on one accord with darkness? We should be doing everything that those that are born of the flesh do. And those that are born of the flesh, you ain't gonna find them trying to do everything you that are born of the spirit do. That's the sickness. That's why his sword had to come, because the spiritual seed didn't want to break up from the serpent seed. They don't want to. That's even to today. They don't want to. They don't want to pull away. So this is why the division is actually there. And the chaos, if you ever get in a situation in family chaos, this is why it's there. Y'all placed it there. That's the deepness of it to me. Every time I think of it, I think about how he did it. He did that. He said, I come to bring the sword. You think I come to bring peace? Yeah, right. No, I didn't come to bring peace. I come to bring division. What is it the people in this world don't get? What is it that the Christians don't get? What is it that the house of Israel don't get in the tribe of Judah? That sword he's talking about is in the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. It's in the Christians. It's in the Muslims. It's in Jehovah's Witness. It's in every nationality there is that has sheep and that has goats, which is those that are born to come to follow their flesh versus those that's come to follow their spirit. But I said something that was really powerful, and that was those that are born to follow their flesh, they ain't trying to mingle with you. That's where the sadness is at. But those that are born of the spirit, oh, they want to be all around the ones that are born of the flesh. So that's why y'all had to come to bring the sword, y'all. He has to bring the division. And the division is trouble between you all, where you can't sit and mingle with the dark side, and the dark side won't mingle with the light side. But the dark side don't care to mingle with the light side no way. That's where the sadness is at. It's just that the light wants to be participating in the darkness. They think living means having that type of relationship with the world in a sense. But he came to divide it once before. He ain't coming to divide nothing. He's going to let it divide itself. So what did he say? How are they going to divide it? How is it going to be divided? Let's go again. Verse 16. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents, brothers, and kin folks and friends. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death. That's how he's going to allow them to divide from you. Let's go to Mark chapter 13. In Mark chapter 13, let's see what Mark is saying. In Mark chapter 13, in verse 12 and 13. The book of Mark chapter 13, verse 12 and 13. The book of Mark chapter 12, chapter 13, verse 12 and 13. Now the brothers shall betray brothers to death. Those brothers betraying brothers to death, that is the spiritual seed versus the serpent seed. He that is born of the flesh and he that is born of the spirit. What did he say? Now the brother shall betray the brother to death. So when Sister Deborah keep telling y'all they out here killing and y'all don't see it, that's why I sit and said, Father, it's real. That gate is really narrow. I didn't know that gate was that narrow. To the where everybody act like ain't nothing going on. You can feel the way people are caught up in self. You can feel it. That nothing in the world means anything. But to me, it means my Father's prophecy is put forth and is being fulfilled. That's why I can't help to see it. Because I see what he have already prophesied. If you don't see it and you don't get it, when because you ain't got no detachment to his prophecies. Now listen to what this says in verse 12, Mark chapter 13 and verse 12. Now the brothers shall betray brothers to death, and the father the son to death. The children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. You see all that killing, y'all? That's what's happening today. And y'all walk around like it ain't nothing taking place. It's because you're not seeking the prophecies that has been put forth as a word of warning. That's all it's there for. Just like the topic of my message, a word of warning. I'm sitting here seeing all these things, the division. He said he did. This is what he did. He brought the division. And the division will cause you to hurt one another, even to the point of death. Serpent seed or the spiritual seed. you ain't going to escape it. Just like he said, I'm not going to escape that. Truth is walking alone. It don't need to have no one with it, because the lies have already gotten the victory. Okay. Now, here in verse 13, it says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved. His name's sake, because you are the sheep. You're under Christ. You're supposed to be hated. But if you walking around here and everybody loving you, you are not who you think you are. You sure didn't come down here on this earth to be hated. From the time he was in her womb, they was after to kill her, even to the time he was born. For you to come down here and everybody loving on you, y'all, please. That's why I say you're going to get hurt. Because the truth of the matter, if you think you're supposed to get along with everybody's supposed to love and W on you, and you just did it, it's because you sold out. And you've been sold out. Heaven sold your tail out to be one that serves your flesh. Everybody gonna love you then. Here, when you read in Mark chapter 13 and verse 12 and 13, it's supposed to be the opposite way, y'all. When you serving Yah, what matches that way? Yeshua. The same way he came. That's the same thing they did to him. So it ain't nothing different. What he say? His sister and his family. He said a prophet is not accepted in their own among their own kind. Meaning, he said too many times about how they don't accept him, his family. But we're gonna come down here and everybody we're gonna be our favorite everything. That is so hard for Sister Deborah, y'all. I'm telling y'all that, but it's so hard for me because I believe it. I believe that's the same thing Yeshua went through. And I don't want to come down here and portray as if, wait a minute, I'm going to override what he had to go through. It ain't going to happen to me. You're supposed to be good to everybody. You're supposed to treat everybody this year, but then you turn around and do the spiritual seed like crap just to serve the worldly seed. Okay, that's the reality there, y'all. I just keep that on in. Okay, so my last verse is in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 19 and 19 to 21. Matthew chapter 10, this is my last verse, and it's actually this here, you guys, is a warning that a lot of things that you continue to live under the umbrella of the father of lies. Y'all don't have no problem you getting under his umbrella. I want to let y'all know that right now. Y'all don't have no problem you getting under the liar, the father of lies umbrella. Because if that's where your safe zone at, get up under there. If you got some room for you, get up under there. Okay. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 19. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 19 through 21. And 19 starts off by saying, but when they deliver you up, take no thought of how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. Verse 20, for it is not ye that speak it, but the Spirit of the Father speaketh in you. That's the same way he did Yeshua, the Son of Man. The Son of Yah came in the Son of Man. He was the Word, he was the power, and he was the Spirit of the Father. Emmanuel with us. Okay? And he says here in 20, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Verse 21, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. Okay? And the father, the children, mean living up to death. And when I sit there, and I think it was a few days ago, I was telling you about how these men is out here killing their kids. Nobody want to believe that. Nobody don't believe nothing. Like he said, he had to help me understand that, Deborah, there's no truth in this earth. No one is taking on truth at all. And I said, but Father, I feel like I'm alone, because that's the feeling. Everybody wants to believe the lie. And with this here being said, this is true. This is actually already happening. It's been happening. It's been happening. It's just worse. We are in that day like no other. So it got to get what? It has to be worse. But when he said in verse 21, and thy brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the children, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. That's what's happening right here today. And everybody is in full denial. But guess what? That's where my help came in, y'all. Where he had to tell me the reason why people are in full denial, the reason why people is not moved by nothing or say anything or talk about it or speak on it, is because they are of the flesh. These warnings were given to those who are of the spirit to know. Cain and Abel came, didn't they? Cain killed Abel. Everybody walking around here like, hey, nothing supposed to be no other way but the way the liar have deceived everybody that it should be. Wicked and evil in the darkness is what people take hold of. But the Father is saying, now, this helped me out a great deal, because it keeps me comfort with the fact that these things that you've been seeing, many of them has been prophesied. What's good about it, when I'm reading it, y'all do clam on top of it, and he explained it to me in this day and time. He breaks it down, y'all, and let me know. But with this here, greater is something that's in you, and you know who that is, me, than whatever that's on the outside of you. But he also let the spiritual seed know that the serpent seed in these end days is going to be after you and your children and your family going to be after you, because he brought the division already. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. That's what you call truth, y'all. Spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. That's what you call spirit and truth. Just telling you straight up. And now all this that Yeshua is telling us, we'll look at that and we'll kick that away and say, oh, no, that ain't happening. No, that ain't going to happen too, because you're not of the spiritual seed. That's why. When you're born of the flesh, you believe the ways of the flesh. But like I said, think about Abraham, how he told him to get away from his folks, then told him to get away from his own father's house. That means get away and don't come back. I don't even think he even returned. But I'm just still showing you, when Yah is working a work in you and you about one side of the spirit realm, you have to respect that side and learn as much as you can about that side, y'all. Learn as much as you can about the spiritual side, because that's what's going to allow you to sail through this real easy. But I tell you, without that light in your right hand, meaning that Holy Spirit in you, y'all, this is some sort of time. And I do appreciate him teaching me about truth, because truth to knock all that mess out the ballpark, so that you can be able to run your journey. And another thing about it, he still say he will protect you, and not a hair screen on your head will be harmed. So don't think that. And who is he talking to? When he said that he's going to protect you, and your hair on your head is not going to be harmed, who is he talking to? The one that can feel his sign, the one that believed his prophecies, the one that embraced the fact that he said it. He ain't talking to you when you don't even believe it. He ain't talking to you and you ain't even embrace it. He's talking, the ones that's going to lose their lives are those who can't embrace it. But those who can embrace it, they embracing truth. They ain't gonna mess with you. said the Most High Yah, because you didn't embrace it to the fullness. You know you can't change it, but you have accepted everything I've taught you. You ain't made me no liar. You feel this thing as heaven have already felt it and still feeling it to this very day. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow morning with a early morning message tomorrow. Oh, let me get this here right quick. Oh, the Spirit wants me to sum this up. There, in this message that we just talked about, there is a mystery in this message that I just spoke to you about. And the mystery, the Father says, is it is not up for change. It is not up for change. Ain't nothing gonna change. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in and you all in the live. And I tell you what, I will be back tomorrow morning on live. Shalom and shalom.